a warning that the recording this week got corrupted and some of the audio in the I2P section at the start isn't the best. I did my best to edit it, but it is still a bit rough. If you're not interested in the I2P stuff and want to skip ahead, the audio is fixed for the I2P MVP and onward. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Pisslo. I'm here with Limit Testing, Lapixie, Galaxybear. We got Brains in this week. How you boys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, pretty chill.
Getting griefed.
Doing well, friend.
To start off with the weekly tournament rundowns, TNS won for the second week in a row in the I2P.
This weekend Warriors griefed.
Well, they declined to talk to me in a voice call, but their jungler Ring Reese answered a few questions via message. I asked him, do you guys think you've cemented your place as the number one I2P team currently, and who do you think your closest competition is and why? And he responded with, I'm not sure if you guys have been following all our games played so far, but according to our account, we are currently even with wins when we verse, in our opinion, the best team in the bracket, Sonic Boom. Unfortunately, a lot of our wins are due to them having a mid laner that ints. Not counting our wins where their mid laner goes 1-10, they have easily beaten us almost every time. When they get a mid laner that plays as consistently as all the others, the GP top one trick, we will definitely be set as the second best team, unless our team improves in our coordination.
Is that slight shade at Envy?
I don't think Envy was their mid laner.
He was for
was he?
some games.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's
I don't
shade
think
Envy then.
I don't think he did that badly in those games, though. Like, he was playing pretty safe. I think they're talking about that ligament guy,
I don't know what I said that. So we're gonna get rid of that.
or the one they had before that. I forgot his name. Oh, they had Astra for a bit too, but I don't know. Astra's kind of not too bad either. So yeah, I'm not sure who the one going 1-10 was.
I asked what one change they would like to see in the I2P events is, and all they said was larger reward for second place, and asked him if there was anything else he wanted to say to his teammates, other teams, or his supporters, and he said he wants to thank all teams for playing with us, as it was a lot of fun. So as you heard, according to Ring Reese, Sonic Boom are their closest competition I2P so far. But do you guys agree with this?
I think so. I think Sonic Boom have been playing for a while. They've pretty much had the same roster, I think, aside from like I think mid's the only one they've sort of been changing out, and I think they got a new top laner because the other one's like promoted or whatever. But they seem to have pretty good synergy, so I'd say they're probably the strongest team.
It's because
But-
they have Lubu.
Yeah, I think TNS is stronger though, so it's surprising that Ring Reefs would say they're second. But yeah,
Yeah, well, they managed to knock out Sonic Boom in their first round of the tournament this week, I think. They ended up versing Weekend Warriors Academy in the finals. Did anyone catch the game?
Yeah.
It looked like
Pro
a
was
bit of
very
a close
fit
one
on
at the start. Yeah, I think Pro was like 5-0 at one point or something. I honestly thought he should have been able to carry that game, but I don't know. In your opinion, what led TNS to winning?
Pro. No, I don't know. His itemization.
The Veins itemization?
Yes.
What didn't you like about it?
Vayne doesn't really need Kraken Slayer in that team comp.
You would have liked to see Galforce?
Shieldbo.
I mean, he's against
Ready to
3
battle.
tanks, so I thought the Kraken Slayer was fine personally. Kraken Slayer PD. I think a few of us disagreed with the Bork on top of that, though.
Yeah, I didn't really like the Bork. I would have liked to have seen Bloodthirster instead. Just give him a little bit more survivability, and essentially do what Brains is referring to with the shield bow. Essentially, sort of the same thing but different, right? It's like the shield you get is at the start when you build it up, rather than it gets procced when you're low. Lifesteals, you get more with Bloodthirster than you would with shield bow, but obviously shield bow's got a bunch of other stats that even it out. But considering he already had the Kraken PD, and I think he got the QSS pretty early too. going for the Bork after that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, given the nerfs it's had to range champs. And I think Bloodthirster would achieve the same things. As skilled a player as I think he is, I don't know if he would micro all that attack speed perfectly. So maybe missing out on a few stats there. Like, there's no point having 2.5 attack speed if you're not going to kite that well, right? So, if you're only attacking twice per second, but you have 2.5 attack speed, then that's 0.5 attacks per second that you're just missing out on. It's like wasted gold on stats. So I don't know if you really needed all that attack speed on top of that as well. So I just think BT is just a better option objectively overall.
Yeah,
I think Kraken's fine with the 3 tanks though.
yeah, BT would also be giving him extra AD and crit on top of it, which is always
Yeah.
nice. It means he can go IE, like 4th item after the QSS if he wants. But I think he was going into like GA or something, or maybe he just bought the stopwatch because he thought he needed it. But GBet, aimed at you, the brand mid lane went Riley's first item. What are your thoughts on that one?
Well, Rala's first item sounds really, really bad, honestly. Like, if you're gonna look at Rylai's just like in general, like just purely objectively, not necessarily on brand, you're looking at just purely objectively, you got like 3 components, right? You got an Amp Tome, Blasting Wand, and a Giant Spell. 2 out of 3 of those items are pretty big buys. And that build path is not kind to you at all. Like, if you take a rough back, you can pick up a couple Amp Tomes and build onto Leandries. You can pick up a Mana Crystal if you're like really desperate, or you can just like build into CDR with like a Finish Codex or something. So like, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to me to go such a rough build path first item. Like, Finish Codex or like Lost Chapter are just so much easier to build into, especially early game as a first item rush. From memory, I don't believe he had a huge lead out of lane, despite playing against a melee matchup in the Echo.
So the file got corrupted at this point, but I think Chiba says that he would rather see an Ori pick over Brand because she can offer more utility for the Vayne to carry.
Brand
has like a minor stun with the Q, and then he just like hopes to God passive procs are going to like pop off in a team fight.
But do you think
But-
Ori like does the same amount of damage as Brand into triple tank?
With the Leandries, yes, honestly. Brand passive is really nice, and that passive burn's good, but reapplying it is what matters. And in a lot of fights, it looked like he got bursted pretty hard because he had the most deaths on his team from memory. Echo was just beating him up. Jinx crits were just beating him up. He couldn't survive to get multiple rotations to like make full use of his passive, let alone the 3 hit proc from Brand passive, as well as the dot. Ori Ball, you got your Q, W, even E is going to deal damage when you throw it on someone if it passes through an enemy target. So like, it's just so many, and she's much lower cooldown as well. There's just so many more ways to reapply it, as well as offering a lot more utility to your team. Still having very good team fight CC with the like Ori's ultimate, but like it didn't even have to be an Orianna. It could have even been a Victor. Like Victor's obviously not going to give as much utility, but it still gives good zone control with the stun field. Like you got a Sejuani, a Volibear, and like an Alistar. And even the Echo, even though Echoes should be looking for the flanks, any like front-on engage from like the Volley, Sedge, or Alistar allow your team to sort of play around the fight that way. And once again, he can still go the Leandries build. It's really, really nice on Victor. It reapplies dot heavily with 2 procs to the E, 2 procs on Q. You get, I don't know exactly how many on the R, but it's quite a few. Just throw it down and kite it back. It just seems like so many better picks than Brand. And so not only was Brand a bad pick, I also feel like it was a bad build. Just kind of griefed his team pretty hard, honestly. Something that enabled Peroa to carry would have been a lot better there. So I personally would have liked to see an Orianna, given that it wasn't really banned.
Fair enough. Do you guys have any thoughts on who you think deserves MVP for lineup play this week?
I didn't watch much of it, sorry.
Well, if no one else has an opinion, personally, I'd probably say Arcanic again, or I think his name last week was Essie Davin.
I think they're different people, but
No,
No,
they're
they're
the
the
same.
same person.
ah,
But yeah, he always just seems to be like the consistent carry. Like he can have triple tanks. Like his team has faith in him obviously because they can go the triple tank comps, and yeah, he's just never behind by the looks of it. Like even when Pro managed to pick up like a bunch of kills in the early game, Arcanic is like still coming back into the game as Jinx and just like dumpstering people.
Yeah, that's a really good point. On that note, like they had an earlier game against Sonic Boom, and Man United 88 is really solid ADC, and I'd quite seen for quite a while. And their early game against them, he picked up a lot of free kills, but like Iconic on the Tristana still like popped off and carried his team to the victory. So yeah, no, I would agree with that. He's definitely a standout player.
he's probably their best player. I mean, their mid's pretty good as well, but yeah, I'd say he's the most consistent.
Alright, well moving on to Iron to Gold for the week. We saw Arrow Green take out the win, and I caught up with Lightless, their support, so hey, congrats on the win, man.
Thank you.
This is the first time you guys have won Iron to Gold in a while, I think. Do you think this shows any doubters that you guys are one of the top Iron to Gold teams?
Not particularly, no, because with the last, I believe it was last week's tournament, we actually ended up coming second, and we had a sub top laner at that point because our actual top laner for the team had sadly left. He kind of just up and disappeared on us. So I feel like if we had a solid top, like an actual solid top player instead of a sub for that point, we probably would have taken it away as well. So, but I feel as a team we are quite strong overall. So yeah.
Yeah, right. If you had to say one advantage that you guys have over the rest of the competition, what would you say?
It'd have to be that the team just meshes well together, honestly. Like, Asperger's Jungle is actually a good long-time friend of mine. I get along with Gengar EX, or James, quite a bit. As soon as I joined the team, we kind of hit it off and really showed some synergy. The mid laner, Kaz, he's still relatively new, but we also really mesh well with him. He really enjoys working with us and playing with us, and yeah, so I think that's probably the biggest part is we just get along. So we are understanding with each other, and we can kind of have the freedom to talk stuff out if there's anything that's ever a problem or if there's anything that ever needs improving.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. Yeah, communication's very important on the team. What is one change you would like to see in the BSV Iron to Gold events, if any? Like maybe a change in format or a rule that you don't agree with?
There is one rule because it's a bit biased of me because it's kind of screwed over Era Green in the past a bit. Is the 3Ms a week, because sometimes some people just don't have enough time. Like people are working, people are busy, people have lives, and if we can't play the 3 games, we kind of just aren't allowed to play. So even though I do understand why it's in place, I feel like it's a bit gatekeepy in a way. It stops some people from accessing the tournament when they could really be able to.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you chose that rule actually, because that was going to be my next question. What you thought about that rule?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really agree with it either personally, but yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah, I've always just seen it as like ever since they added it, it was like, why? It just stops people that don't have time to play at any other point in the week and just want to come and have fun and play in a tournament and have a chance to win. Like it kind of just shuts them out.
Yeah, and like we're all here for a good time.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to say to your teammates, other teams, or any supporters of your team?
To my teammates, just a well played. Like honestly, they played fantastically tonight. And again, even though we had a sub top laner, he performed really well. Like Mini came to help us at the drop of a hat. We had like 5 minutes left, and he offered to help us and jumped on the roster, and we were able to get the victory with him. But yeah, everyone on the team just played super fantastically tonight.
Yeah, alright. Well, thanks for the interview, man. It was good to see you guys as a new roster come out on top. Hope you guys.
Yeah, no worries, man.
keep it up.
Thanks for interviewing.
We actually lost to Eric Green ourselves earlier in the tournament. Where do you guys? What were your thoughts on our game versus them?
Yeah, it was pretty rough. A lot of, I mean, it was probably like just a lot of like team mistakes, just not feeding information correctly, so that when like shot calls were made, it was like not enough info was there, and so like I think the macro decisions just like resulted in like net losses because like we'd take fights we probably shouldn't have. I think there was a few individual performance issues. Like I know myself, there was a few times mid lane where I managed to kill Diana, but I ended up just dying to Mundo, and that Mundo got so huge, just completely ran down everyone, and it was just like impossible to deal with. And I think yeah, Pixie had a bit of a rough time in the top lane as well. So yeah, I think they played well. We just need to sort of clean ourselves up a bit, and I think if we're on point, we take that game pretty easy.
Do you pretty much agree with what G-Bear said, Pixie?
Yeah, no. Quite frankly, like I didn't play the best. Didn't play to my advantages enough. Like I had a little bit of a lead early on where we had an early back into an ice spike whip. Should have been able to communicate that to the team, and well, all that. Yeah. Oh well, no dramas. It's all learning experience.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to clean up our own performance, but Arrow Green did well to take out the whole tourney. I think 4 of them have been playing together, and they just got a new top for the week. So congrats to them on winning with a new roster. Any thoughts on MVP out of their team? If you guys didn't see the other games, maybe just based off our game against them.
I kept up with the bracket and I watched a few of the games. I'm tempted to give it to Asperger's Jungle. However, his performance might have been a bit skewed by the fact that he got Mundo a lot, and he was really good at the pick. So it might have just been the champ being kind
Nah,
of
he's
busted and
doing
really
well.
good into the Udyr and the Heck.
He
So that's
got
tough,
he got
he
a
did have
game
a-
of Viego as well.
Oh, true. Yeah, he popped off that game. Actually, no, I remember. Yeah, okay, yeah, he hard carried the Viego game. Yeah, I'd probably give my MVP to Asperger's Jungle. Honestly, he played really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think he did most damage on his team every game. Like even as the Mundo, he was out damaging everyone. So he definitely seems comfortable on those 2 picks, probably.
Yeah.
Moving on to the TMG Ladder team tier list. What if we start with TNS? Where do you guys see them?
S.
S. S tier.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I agree after their
They're-
pretty dominating
they're-
performances.
Except
They're
when the
being
top laner plays
very
Talbot.
modest with like what Ringwraith said. I reckon they're a lot better than what he said they were. I think that
Yeah.
even Sonic Boom being a strong team, probably honestly they won't be competitive. I think the only team that would we'll get to the other teams, but yeah, I don't think they'll be competitive.
Wait, what do you mean you don't think they'll be competitive?
I don't think Sonic Boom are on even close to the same level as TNS. I think they're just that far ahead.
So you'd have TNS solely in S tier, you reckon?
We'll keep going.
Okay.
For the moment, I
Um,
think that they are.
Alright, what if we just go left to right? So MCOM Jade Dragons. Oh, did you have something to say?
Oh no, I was just going to say I agree with TNS being S.
Yeah, okay.
I disagree that the other teams aren't close, but I think TNS should be S tier. They're definitely one of the better ones.
Jade
Alright.
Dragons can be B.
Do you,
Yeah, I was gonna be-
if you guys don't know who's on the roster, I can read it out to you as well.
Alright.
I remember who was on it
Because
last time we played them, but
it's
they probably had
it's a
few
very
roster
different
changes.
roster. I really want to read this one out to you.
Okay, yeah, let us know.
Alright,
Who
So,
was on it?
this isn't the roles that they're playing, but this is who is on the roster. So they got Shui, Like That Snooker, White Nico, Huge Crow, and Cyan Phoenix.
Okay.
Is
Cyan
Huge Crow
Phoenix.
the one that used to play for him, the top laner?
I think that's big. Is that Big Crow?
The Big Crow was the guy that played for us. I don't know if Huge Crow is the same person or not.
Surely it is, right? That can't be that much of a coincidence.
Uh,
Huge Crow and Big Crow both play for MCOM, both top laners.
I had a look at the Huge Crow Op.GG though. I don't think he's a top laner. Huge.
I thought
That's an insane
Yeah,
coincidence.
Huge Crow is a jungler.
Alright. Okay. Okay, well,
Yeah, I know.
Cyan Phoenix, from memory, is a good ADC. When we played, I remember I bot laned against him in I think it was an open event, and he was diamond at the time, and he fucking shit on me. I've seen that his rank is not that high anymore, despite lots of games played. So maybe he doesn't try as hard as he used to, but I would still rate him as a pretty good ADC. Snooker, he's more of a solo queue player in my opinion. I don't
He doesn't
know
get
how
buttons.
well he gets along with other personalities or how well other personality types would get along with him. I would think communication would probably be a big issue in that sense as well. So in a fives environment, I think he'll struggle. The others sound like pretty solid players though, so I would probably have to put them middle of the pack. I'd say maybe B. If I'd assume Sook is a solo laner because from memory he was a mid laner. If their solo laners let them down, that might drop them to C. But we'll have to see.
Okay, so you're saying B?
It's a
I
hopeful
agree.
B tier. Hopeful B tier. I really don't want to put him C, but if the attitude issues and the communication becomes a problem, it wouldn't surprise me.
Alright, so you said B. Brains, did you say B?
Yes.
Alright, Pixie and Limit?
Wait, that's the wrong one.
That's
Ah,
Weekend Warriors.
Sorry, this one.
Yeah.
Their thing's grey for whatever reason. Yeah, B?
Yeah.
I think B tier, but in previous experiences, Snooker in particular is a little bit of a coin flip. Sometimes if it doesn't go his way, he'll rage quit.
Baby Rage.
Uh,
Yeah, look,
So
I think
that
he's
could
an
probably-
alright individual player. It's just
yeah,
if
if
he
he gets
can
if he gets
mesh
his
with the
picks,
team.
he'll do alright. Like I think it's like Vlad, Yasuo, and there's like maybe a few others, so he should be okay. But in a team environment, that can be very different. So we'll see.
Alright, Weekend Warriors Academy. So they have Astralia, Uwubu, Proa, I don't know, and Lucifer.
I think we're obligated to say that's S tier, right?
No,
I'd
you can
say
put it wherever you
that-
want.
It's can watching.
I'd say they're A tier if Uwubu's not griefing them. They could be competitive at TNS, as we saw from the previous Iron to Plat. If Uwubu doesn't grief them, they could be S, but he seems to like to flip the coin, so I'd say A. Their top and bot are pretty solid. The jungler is also pretty solid, so I think if they can work around that, I'd say A tier. Definitely one of the top teams.
I think after seeing their performance this week, I have a little bit less confidence in them being that high. I feel like against Ardor, they kept going back and forth, honestly. Like I think there was like 3 Barons, was there? Or something like that? Like just they would throw and then
Yeah, that was a
Ardor would
very
throw
messy
and
game by both of those teams.
And I think it was just like bad shot calling potentially. So I think against more competitive teams, they might struggle. But yeah, we can put them at A for now. Are we going to like revise this maybe, or?
Yeah, after we put them all on the thing, I'll ask if you guys want to see anyone moved.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can leave it at A for now.
So we got 2 A's, Pixie Brains.
Yeah, look, I think they're a pretty solid team when they when they get on their comfort picks, and also just when they're playing and they're all on the same page, they do play really well. There are a few individual things that when I was watching, picked up. They were doing some real small micro decisions, but other than that, they're a pretty solid team. So I'd happily put them A.
Yeah,
I
right.
reckon if they got rid of Peroa, they could be S.
I think Pro is their best player.
Gotcha.
If he's on Seraphine, that is.
Maybe too many skilled individuals don't make a good team, though.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Too many too many chefs in the kitchen. I think is how that goes.
Alright, well next we got Who Needs Awards. They got Zer Cameron, Elf NZ, Falk, Umana, and BLK Moon. You
I've
guys-
only seen
What?
2 of those players play before.
So,
Which
Sorry,
is
sorry.
BLK Moon.
Can you repeat that roster? I thought I recognized the name there, but I don't think that's that person because that person probably should not be playing
It said
Platinums.
M, not an L.
Zer Cameron, Elf NZ, Falk, Umana, and BLK Moon.
Okay, yeah, that is the. I'm gonna. I have a feeling that that's the team that I used to play for, because my team was also called like Needs Wards or Needs Vision or some shit, and it's the same org, I'm pretty sure. So I would put them at D, honestly.
Oh, is this one of the Go Get Gaming
Yes,
teams?
yes. it
Okay.
is.
Well,
I-
the
I
only name
recognize 3 of the IGNs, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
yeah, the only name I recognize is Zer Cameron because he played on GB at one point. But that's it. Yeah. So what did you say? C,
I said D.
D. All right. What do the rest of you guys think?
I said D.
2 Ds. Alright. Next we got Wildcard Aces. They got Suicune, Baby Drop Bear, Alpha Tokichi, and Casper 37.
Well, Suicune's pretty good because I'm pretty sure. Now, I could be wrong. He could have name changed, but I'm pretty sure this is a guy I DQ'd from a Rift Republic event from an Iron to Gold. I'm like 99% certain. I could go back through the logs and double check, but I won't do that right now. But I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Yeah, he's pretty good. But I mean, like, in regards to flat players, probably I don't know. I'd like to see how their first game goes. I'd probably put them around like C or B though. Just looking at the stats of the rest of their players.
Me to have an opinion. I don't really recognize many of those guys.
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
Well,
Same boat.
okay. Alpha, LPHR, they're, I'm assuming, mid laner, given the order. Despite the fact that it looks like he plays jungle.
Yeah, the order isn't actually the rules that they
Okay.
play.
Well, he's silver with a negative win rate, so that might be tough against platinum players. However, this isn't solo queue, it's team 5, so his team might be able to make up for what he might be lacking. I know my team does. I'm negative win rate silver.
I would argue that people's solo queue ranks, especially for like these kinds of things, are intentionally kept low. So if that guy's silver like negative win rate, that's probably for a reason.
Yeah, that means he plays at like a diamond level, right?
Maybe, who knows, man.
That's right.
Yeah, I knew a mid laner that was like silver negative win rate, and dude was just like popping off. He's like Kiana, Akali, Diana.
Yeah, it
Not
sounds
your
like
own,
G-Bear.
I was going to say, you couldn't be possibly talking about me. What the fuck?
Alright, so what are we saying for these guys?
Yeah, I don't have an opinion. I think maybe just
Honestly,
C, just because I don't know them.
I want to put him C for now.
C for now? Okay.
I anticipate it'll drop just purely based on the stats that I can see so far. Given that these players haven't played, as far as I'm aware, in Battlefire events before, there isn't really much to go off. So obviously there's only OPGGs and League of Graphs and shit like that. So from what I can see so far, C, I anticipate it'll probably be D though. But I would really like to be proven wrong.
Alright, well, next we got Without Peer, and I definitely recognize one of. Oh no, I actually recognize two of the names in this. I have very different opinions of the two people. So they got Dusty, Vicelor,
D.
Renee, is it Renaged Cobra? Apple Chain and Kroll.
Right.
And Apple Chain used to be called Chef Apple, if that jogs your memory. Thoughts?
I would say, I feel like a few of those people don't really play the game much anymore, so I wouldn't.
I'm pretty sure that's a typo. I think it's Ranged Cobra.
That might make more sense.
Because Ranged Cobra is an actual name that comes up. The other one doesn't.
This team's all silver. They're gonna get shat on.
Yeah.
They have a bronze 4, 47% win rate, 550 games.
Whoa!
Wait,
Yeah,
500 games bronze? Which one's that?
Kroll.
D.
Oh, I mean, his support though.
Yeah, exactly. It's worse.
Well, okay, so like their bot lane might
Put
not
him
be
in a
too
lane
strong,
against
but-
Arcanic, he's just gonna farm him on repeat. Every
Yep.
time he comes back for lane, he's dead.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I think a lot of the stronger teams, like some of their strongest players, are like the bot lane, like either the support
wait.
role or the
They
AD.
actually plays Teemo support. Yeah, no, they're fucking doomed.
Wait, he plays Teemo support?
Yeah, it's his most played from what I can see. Oh yeah, they're doomed.
Wait, okay, I'm gonna vote S for this one. What about you guys?
Oh my god.
I'm the
I'm
dog
voting
S
D. I'm voting D so hard, bro. You're a
Yeah,
Teemo
it's for
support one trick
sure
with
D.
500 games in bronze, playing in Iron to Platinum Team 5s. You're gonna have a very rough time. You. Oh,
No, he's
I
just
would
getting
not. I wouldn't want to be on that
top
roster.
one, like,
I hope he actually picks the Teemo support. I'm a massive fan of the Teemo support, honestly. But yeah, we'll see. And shout out to Applechain. I think that man is
Yeah, Apple Chain's
an
good.
OG. So next we got Airport Speedrun. Keeping in mind we're only considering their gameplay, right? We got OC Shots, Illumin,
Oh.
Dogmeat Hex, and
Yeah, right.
Hydrate.
They can be
I mean,
And
even if we
who-
are talking about gameplay, like they're at best C. So
oof.
You gonna put
Wait.
him below MCOM?
yes,
Okay.
takes you 10
Um,
times to get platinum. Like I don't know if you're going to be competitive, and I had plat. That's
Well,
all.
I think Dogmeat and Hex are alright. They might be able to carry. If for whatever reason they're not available and they have to use their subs, then they're gonna have a real rough time.
Lumen does a lot of cheese shit in the bot lane though, and somehow they win bot lane all the time because of it.
Hex is a reasonably good AD carry. So I think G-Bear's right with.
Oh, as
Ah,
long as it's not. Yeah.
They also have Jace on their support list, if that makes a difference at all. Because I think that guy's a decent player.
He doesn't play support though, does he?
No, not support. He plays like top and mid and stuff, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
he's
think
like
he's
the
a top
star.
laner.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think he's sub top.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's pretty. He's actually.
In my opinion, they should be using Jace like over their current top laner, just purely based on the stats. He's performing far better.
You don't like the Kled? What are your thoughts, Pixie?
What are his stats on Clyde? What's
What
the
are
go
his
here?
stats? What, we're talking like solo queue stats?
Oh
one
yeah,
trick.
well,
10
Third one
attempts to
trick?
platinum.
I'll bring up his
The trick
stats.
to beating shots is camping his lane and he'll just run it.
So
we're talking
52%
about
win
shots
rate
here.
over 86 games, 2.35 KDA. Yeah, shots.
Yeah. 10
shots. Oh god.
Yeah, 50 accounts. It took him 10 attempts.
Look, yeah, he does have like 50 accounts, and I mean, I've had a look at some of his accounts, and I don't like the Dark Harvest Gled or he runs. But look, quite frankly, I haven't seen him play in a tournament setting, so I can't really comment on his gameplay. But yeah, I don't know. Wait and see. If I watch one of his games, I'll let you know.
Alright. Well, So where are we putting them on the list? Did I hear a C? I
If-
heard a C from
if-
Limit.
At best.
Using their active roster that they have listed, excluding their subs, I would say C.
Does anyone
Well,
disagree?
I would agree with C. Yeah.
I wouldn't say C. Maybe it would be B.
Alright, two
But
C's, one B.
there's majority C's.
No,
So.
but what did you say, Pixie?
I really don't really have much of a say on the roster because I don't know half the people. So
On their day, they could be really good, and then other times they can just be completely int.
I mean, if Dogmeat and Hex can carry, then yeah, I'd say they're a middle of the pack B sort of team. But like, top and bot just lets them down. I feel like.
I'll
Like,
put them at B at the
yeah.
moment, and we can move them later if you
Yeah.
think they need to be moved. So next we got Kraken. I'm actually somewhat of a fan of this roster as well. So they got LeBron's, James, Pimpin, Bury for Chocolate Whore, and Trash Can Carry. I
Oh.
didn't really want to say that word, but
Yeah. Nice.
Ah.
I remember
Same.
Bury from what team did he used to play for? Was it with Sucking Pigeons and shit? Wasn't it?
Did he play on that team? That was Absolute Zero,
thought he
right?
No, I think Bury's always played for a Kraken team, hasn't he?
Yeah, Pimpin, Trash Can, and Bury. I've seen a Kraken for like ages.
yeah, they've played for Kraken for like a good year and a half now. I used to play with them a fair whack ago when they used to be on the Dildo Rangers. But yeah, I don't know, in terms of the roster itself, I think it's a pretty solid roster if they don't get it on a bad day. Pimpin being 40-year-old, he gets his man hands out every now and then. Although a couple of their players, I do have to say this, their mental is not that great. So putting them around, I'd put them around low B, high C sort of tier. If because they're pretty coin flip. If they get them on a good day, yeah, they're a great team. Trashy's really great on his control mages, his assassins also. Bury, I believe, is playing top still. He's quite a solid laner. I've played against him a few times, and I'm amazed at how much he plays weak side and how well he plays that matchup. So, I'd say a B. I would say B tier team.
Alright, anyone else have anything to say on these guys?
I agree with everything other than Trash being good mid. Everything else is alright. Only because I've played against him in Iron to Gold. No,
No, I
I'm
don't-
pretty sure. Is this not the same guy?
It's Trash
No,
Can
no.
Hobo was his old name.
Yeah, his old name
I
was
thought
Trash
the
Can
same
Hobo,
guy.
and he's
No,
he's
it's not.
changed it. Yeah, he's changed it to Trash Can Carry because he thinks he can carry games.
Okay.
What
I
do you
would,
think of
I would,
Trash
I would
Can-
agree. With
Yeah,
you.
I'll go with B then. Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
yeah, it's different. We're talking about a different guy.
Alright, so we all agree B?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, I'm excited to see Trash Can and Pimpin play. I'm a big fan of those two. Hopefully
Yeah, I
we
remember
don't see the
Pimpin used
Warwick
to-
though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pimpin used to
he
tear it up
loves
in
his
Iron to
Warwick.
Gold.
Yeah, I know he loves his Warwick. I don't like the Warwick pick.
He loves his Warwick and Vi. They're his two big picks.
Yeah, maybe he can pull off the Lubu Vi. We'll see. So we got Pluto next. We got Grandpa Dis, Sly, Beethoven, Dingo Gap, and Ronald.
Ronald.
I don't know if that's the Ardor Ronald.
I think
I'm
it.
not too sure.
Unless he changed his name.
Yeah,
Is-
that's Ronald.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure.
Is Grandpa Dis Distatic or no? Different people.
It might
Honestly,
be.
yeah. Because
I
he
think
did spell his name with two S's as well.
Yeah.
But okay, well, the only person I know for sure is Ronald. If it is Ardor Ronald, and I think he's a pretty good AD carry, at least for Iron Plat. I'd put him top 4 maybe. But yeah, what do you guys reckon?
I personally wouldn't be that generous with my ADC rating. Or purely based off personal experience of playing against the guy. in Platinum, I just feel like there's a lot stronger ADs. Like, Man United 88. Well, I mean, obviously, like, the top three come to mind, but like, yeah. Probably middle of the pack, I reckon. Maybe he's improved a bit since I played against him. At least I would hope so. But I mean, he was platinum then, he's still platinum now, so I'm not too sure. This Static, however, is a pretty good player.
Okay, so middle of pack, so B.
Let me double check the other players because the other ones I didn't recognize at all. Just give me a second. Beto. I haven't seen this guy play, nor have I seen Sly play. Yeah, Beto looks like a good top. Let's check out Sly. This guy looks to be an AD. Wait, so where's Ronald going?
Diamond in season 9.
Where's Ronald going if this man's AD?
Mid, maybe? Port, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Let's do a Dingo Gap. No, Dingo Gap's a mid. I don't know.
Oh,
That's really
actually-
odd. Sly and Ronald might be bot lane together. But having two ADCs in the bot lane is kind of questionable. Like, if you had to pick an AD out of them two, I'd probably be going with Sly.
I thought that Static was also a support.
I think he's a
No, I
jungler.
don't know if that's for sure Distatic though. I just thought it might be him for like the double S. Similar name.
Maybe, right?
Nah, I mean, yeah, I'd probably go B tier. Middle of the pack. I think it might even out a bit when we get through a couple weeks of this event.
Yeah. Well, does anyone disagree with B? No. Alright, well moving on.
No, I don't disagree.
We have Ben Lau Hot Dog Stand.
Nice, good team name.
Okay.
They got Gal 4 Gamer, oh God, George Pale, Pike Sarger, Paticus, and the Aussie.
Yeah, God.
I don't know
Who
what
the
it
fuck
is,
are they?
I
Well,
don't know.
I think there might be a few spelling mistakes here because I can't find one of the players. So let's see if we can find any of the others.
Gale 4. I reckon it's Gale Force game.
Yeah, it could be Gal Force.
George Pell doesn't come up either.
Wait, is that his...
I really hope that the admin that posted
That's an
these
I and L.
didn't type these by hands because that would be very embarrassing with all these mistakes. I would hope that they probably just copy pasted it, but then again, they should have double checked.
Yeah, well, sometimes the teams spell their players wrong.
Yeah,
as
that's what I
well.
mean. Like, if they just copy pasted it, then that's fair enough. But at the same time, they, maybe should have put them into OPGG and double checked. Because, like, the purpose of rosters is for the other teams to scout, I would assume.
Yeah.
Can't
I
scout
agree.
them if you can't spell it. Well, Gale 4 Gamer or Gale 4 Gamer, whatever it is, he doesn't come up, so no idea about that man.
Gale Force does.
We just put him as D. Big ass wildcard team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've literally never heard of any of them, so it's hard to have an opinion. I feel like D might be a bit unfair because they might be decent. I feel like maybe C, just because they could be alright.
So you want to
Like,
give
you
them
know,
the
we don't
benefit of
know
the doubt.
them. You know, like it's not like
Yeah.
Based purely off of like their OPGG stats, I'd probably put them in D just because a lot of their players are on the lower end of the Iron Platinum rankings. And yeah, there's lots of games being played.
Okay.
So I don't think it's a case of yet to climb because it's early in the season. I think it's more a case of that's just where they are.
Alright, well, we got 2 Ds, 1 C. What about you, Michael? You want to chuck a letter at me?
F.
Alright, they can stay D then. Next is Ardor Violet. They got ADJW, Eat My Baby Gravy, Bye Car, X Mayhem, and Threat. I think Eat My Baby Gravy. Oh, wait, it's spelt Eat My Baby Grey, so like, yeah, there's definitely typos in this thing, but
Oh my god.
I think that he's pretty good.
Yeah, nah, he is good.
Ike Threat as well. I don't really have an opinion on the other three. I just know that like 2 of them are casters.
Ultraviolet from memory have done quite well in BSV's Iron to Platinum events. They've like almost always been semi-finalists.
four?
Yeah. So I'd be inclined to put them in a tentative B, but I'd probably put them A for now, assuming they play at their best. Because they've always been a top 4 contender in a lot of these events.
Okay. Anyone disagree with A?
No.
No? Alright.
Mm.
So then we got Sonic Boom. You guys know these guys. We got Lubu, Carly, or Triggered, Mel, Leo, Set, P, which is their new mid laner, Minute, and Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I want to put them S because they are a good team, but they keep changing their mid laner. I think this is the 3rd one they've had now, so I'm gonna have to say A. Just for the sake of not having a consistent roster. Not having a consistent roster means you won't have consistent results, and I can't put you S if you're not going to be consistent.
Okay. Fair point. Anyone disagree with A then?
No.
I think they have one of the best top laners in the tourney though, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
completely agree with that. Yeah, Tyrannosaurus Rex is a monster.
Always gaps, BG.
Yeah, Tyrannosaurus
Dude's
Rex is a pretty good player.
Yeah, dude's just insane in the 1v1. It's like fucking Alfari in the LCS, bro. Man's insane.
Alright, next we got Defiance Gaming. We got Light Down, DG Fragus, Draven, DG Lost, and Ray and Clark.
Don't they play fucking Iron to Gold?
Yeah, I think it's a full
Yeah.
Iron to Gold team.
Don't they like always get knocked out round 1 as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know, I've never versed them.
Oh shit.
I don't think they were a top Iron to Gold team.
Yeah, D.
Hey mate, come in.
Wait, sorry, who are we talking about?
Defiance Gaming.
Could you just repeat the roster? Sorry.
Light Down,
Yeah.
DG Fragus, Draven, DG Lost, and Ray and Clark.
Yeah, okay, I've heard of Light Down and the rest I got no idea. I don't have an opinion.
Alright, well, I think it is like an Iron to Gold team, so personally, I'd be thinking around a D.
Yeah,
If they're an
100%.
gold team, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no one disagree?
No, I don't.
Alright, now, lastly, we got this Mage Players United team. We got someone called Gryffindor, Ryoka, Haroj, Kiyumi Sakusa, and Envious of Me.
S.
Get rid of the mid and jungler and they could be S. Otherwise,
Literally never
who's
heard
the
of
juggler?
any of those players before.
Cavi.
Could you
Yeah.
repeat that
Cavi's-
roster again?
I think
Yeah.
Gryffindor's that jungle Volibear guy.
Yeah.
Nah, wasn't he that top Volibear in like the Iron to Gold?
Oh, was it
Iron
top
Plat.
Volibear? Nah.
Iron to Plat?
Yeah, you got shat on by Australia. So
Yeah.
WKW can be S tier.
Mm.
Nah, for real though. They're got a couple carries. Kiyumi Sakusa, Griff, both pretty good. They'll probably gap whatever lane they're in. Kiyumi is an AD. I believe Griff would maybe be top because I think Envy would be mid. If Envy
Top.
can control himself,
Stem the bleeding.
play calmly, and play with his team, they could be A. But I'm gonna have to say B because I've never seen that group of 5 players play together in a while. Hirogi's also a good player, and it's gapped a lot of people in Iron to Gold and Iron to Plat. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see the dynamic work because I haven't seen those 5 people play together in a while. I want to say A. I really want to say A, but I'm just gonna have to go with B because there's still that doubt in my mind.
Got a few things.
Griff makes me take back my comment about
Yeah, no.
Tyrannosaurus Rex being the
Yeah,
best
it's all
top
good.
laner
That's
here.
not her dietary. She's
But-
like no soy, no
Um,
wheat, no fucking. That's all good.
Yeah.
I like dietary issues.
Yeah, Griff makes me want to take back my comment about Tyrannosaurus Rex being the best top laner here, but I agree with your hesitation around Envy, not because I think that he's a bad player. I think he can play the scaling carries well. He
Yeah.
just needs to chill out and actually let himself scale. I think his weakness is lack of playing champs for the team. He won't play any utilities or tanks, I don't think, even with a full team of carries
Malzahar's
around him.
utility.
Yeah, but he's not the type of player to play the Galio or the Lulu or Karma or anything like that.
Too
And
big
his
an ego.
Oriana ults are pretty questionable at the time. So G-Best said B.
Yeah.
What do the rest of you guys say?
I don't reckon that far down. I reckon A.
Yeah, I would say it's sort of on that line between A and B.
Yeah, I want them to be A, but I'm just not sure how they're all gonna work together. Is why I'm hesitant.
True, Griff's mental might boom.
Do you see them losing to a team like Ardor?
Yeah,
It's possible.
yeah, definitely possible.
Okay, so are we saying A or B? Jiba, what's your final vote?
My final vote's B. I think in lane they have some really great players, but given the other teams that are already in A, if they can make it to mid to late, I think they have better coordination, better synergy. Their rosters have played together far more often, and I think in that sense they might out macro them. And I'm not sure how Mages United are going to play together as a whole. So I'm just going to have to put B, but I really hope they go up to A.
Alright, Limit?
I agree with that.
We got 2 votes for B.
Look, whenever he made that roster, I was kind of under the impression that they were pretty much just gonna stomp everyone because, at least in my opinion, 4 out of the 5 players are literally diamond. And it's an either plat 20. But then again, you're right, they don't really play much together, and I think a few of them are off role, like Griff's off role. Hirogi, I think he's off role. I think he's a top laner, and I think he's playing support.
Support is the role that he normally plays in Ironplat with IQ
Oh, it is.
gap. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So it's him and his regular AD carry, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, QBs. I think I remember them from IQ Gap. They were pretty good. But yeah, okay, we can go with B for now, and then see how they go, because it's sort of going to be hard just to off the top of without actually seeing them play. Because unlike a few of these other teams, this is literally new. They haven't played together, aside from the few people that were from IQ Gap that have experience, but everyone else is pretty new.
Yeah, alright. Okay, well, let's go back through the list. TNS, definitely S tier.
Absolutely.
Alright, do we see any of the teams in A going up or down a tier? Or are you happy with them? Weeknight Warriors, Ardor, and Sonic Boom.
I think I'm happy with that at the moment. I don't really see a need for any of those ones to move up.
Weekend Warriors Academy or Sonic Boom could both move up, but it's so dependent on performance that I just can't give it to them as a generalization. They really got to be on their game if they want to be on par with TNS. And I mean, the other week, Signing the Plat was a good example of that, but they just couldn't secure the win. If they keep performing like that, then absolutely, I reckon they're an S tier team. But till then, nah, I think I'm happy with them being an A.
Okay. What about the B tier teams? Do we see any of them moving up or down? We only have the one team in C. Do you think all teams in B have roughly a 50-50 chance versing each other?
Drop MCOM down to C.
Why is that?
I reckon those other teams there could gap them very easily.
Okay, well, how do we see MCOM going up against Airport or Mage Players United? Do you think that
I don't know
MCOM have like a
Mage
chance of winning against
Yeah.
Mage?
Okay. No, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think they'd have a chance winning against Mage Players United. No, okay, yeah, no, I kind of see where Michael's coming from. Yeah, I'd agree dropping them down a bit. Yeah, yeah, okay, I'd drop them down to C. Just because, like, if they had to play against Airport Speedrunners, Mage Players United, I feel like they'd probably take an L there. If they're looking at Kraken Emerald or Pluto, I might do alright against Kraken, but yeah, it's kind of 50-50. Like, I haven't seen Pluto play. Like, they've got a lot of like odd players I haven't seen them play before. And I mean, Kraken Emerald's had a pretty consistent roster, so just like the team play may come into it. Because like once again, like they might have good individual players that might like do alright in lane, but like transitioning that lead into a mid to late game advantage through rotations is another thing entirely. That's when you need a bit of trust and a bit of synergy with your team. And I don't think they're there yet. Not in comparison to the others, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Well, going off that, what about Kraken or Pluto? Do you think either of them need to go down? Or you're happy with both of them at B?
Yeah, I'm okay with them both in B. I think if either Kraken or Pluto played against Airport Speedrunners, it'd be pretty back and forth game. If they were played against Mage Players United, it would entirely depend on how they play, like the mid to late, because like the Mage Players United's got some really good individual players that if their mid can play calmly and play around them to help enable them to get shit done, then like as I was saying earlier, that would bump them up into A. So I don't necessarily think that bumps the others down. I think it would just move them up. So no, I'm happy with them in B.
Alright, so we just moved MCOM down to C. You happy to keep wildcards there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, and then everyone at D, you think they belong there? No one gets moved up?
Yeah. Like Defiance Gaming, yeah. From memory, I'm the gold team. I haven't seen them play an event in a really long time. I thought maybe I was just confused or wrong. I had to look through the battle fires for the past like 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I haven't seen them in any event, so it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. But if they're anything like they were last year, yeah, big deal. At least fine to platinum events compared to the other teams that are there.
Alright, so we're happy with this as the final list?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that looks good.
Alrighty, well... Tell me who you think's going to make it out of each group.
I think a single team makes it out.
Two teams make it out. So
Uh,
it should be pretty easy for the top two
Yeah.
at
MCOM and
least.
Sonic Boom get out for free.
yeah, MCOM, Sonic Boom get out of Group B. Idle Violet and Weekend Warriors Academy get out of Group A. Pretty easy.
This is Group A versus like
Group
one
C,
versus-
TNS, definitely. Oh, fucking hell, the other three. From what I know of who needs wars, I'm gonna just say no to them. So between Wildcard Aces and Benlow Hot Dog Stand, I think it'll probably be Aces. I'm gonna say TNS and Aces. Group D, Mage Players United, I hope. And I think Kraken Emerald, just because Kraken Emerald was pretty solid roster that have been playing together for a while. Mage Players United got some really good individual players, and whilst they might drop a game here or there against some of the better teams, I think they'll do right in that group.
You okay?
Do you think they'll top it?
Honestly, kind of 50-50. I'd like to see. I'd be really interested in watching the game between Kraken Emerald and Mage Players United, because, like, I think that would be a really close one. But I think both those teams will definitely make it out of their group. I don't see Airport Speedrunners or Pluto taking it out on either of those teams.
Who
So
do
we're
you
doing the
reckon's gonna
group
make
now,
out?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
okay.
2 people.
I think Group A would be Ardor and Weekend Warriors Academy. I think that's probably the easiest one, isn't it? Group B, Sonic Boom and MCOM, I would say. Defiance Gaming, I'm pretty sure that we said they were like a 9 to gold team or something, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't think they would be that competitive, especially with Sonic Boom in the bracket. It's Group C, TNS, and I guess I'll just flip a coin. Like, out of Benlo, Hot Dog Stand, and Wildcard Aces, I think Who Needs Wards will probably be the least competitive team in the entire event. I'll say Wildcard Aces, just fuck it. Heads one, I guess. Group D. Oof. That's a hard one. There's 3 that I think could probably make it. I think Mage Players United and...
Well,
Damn. It's hard to choose between Airport Speedrunners and Kraken Emerald.
they're the 4 B teams that we put in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like they're both the same basically. Just gotta sort of like, I guess, flip another coin. Alright, yeah, Mage Players and Airport Speedrunners. The coin is decided.
Alright. Did you say already, Michael?
Pretty much the same as that one. Besides Benlo Hot Dog Stand, because I like the name.
Okay, okay.
They'll come second.
Alright, well for Group A I'm saying Weekend Warriors Academy and Ardor for sure. Group B, MCOM and Sonic Boom for sure. Group C, TNS for sure, and I'm gonna put my faith in Who Needs Wards, despite Limit saying that the worst team in the competition. I'm gonna have faith in...
As someone who played on that team, pretty confident.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
alright.
confident.
Yeah, fair.
They're not gonna do well.
We'll see, but yeah, that's who I'm gonna place my bets on for Group C, and then for Group D, Mage Players United and Airport Speedrun, because I don't necessarily agree with Mage Players United being B tier, but
Yeah, I'm not so sure either, but I mean,
I reckon they should be
I
A.
haven't seen them play.
it's done now, mate.
Yeah, let's leave them B for now. It's fine. When they come out and smash everyone, everyone could just say we're wrong, I guess. But yeah, no, I don't think Who Needs Wards will even be a team. Halfway through groups, to be honest. Pretty sure they'll just boom after getting smashed.
Yeah, it feels bad to be a go-get team.
It's like it's not even like one of their plat go-gurt teams either. Like these people are like legitimately like silver. I don't understand why they're playing. They have go-gurt have teams as well that are plat, so I don't know why they didn't enter them. Instead they entered this int team. But yeah. Having played in houses and scrims and clash with these people, yeah, pretty doomed. Especially in the group they're in, like it's over.
Keeping on the topic of TMG Ladder, I was going to get us to do predictions for the matches this week specifically, but they haven't actually released a schedule yet, so I'm not sure what's up with that. What are you guys' thoughts of it being on a weekend and like clashing with Clash?
I don't know. I don't think it should be on a weekend.
Clash
Because-
social life.
Well, exactly, social life. Like, Corona's not really a thing for most states anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure most places are pretty much open. Like, a lot of people are going out and doing stuff. Like, it's not like we're locked down like we were last year, where like there was a lot of time for people to like play games because they were home and shit. So I think it'll be a lot harder to justify having stuff on weekends. You know, people work, all sorts of things. So Yeah, I'm not sure I agree, but also I don't see what other day they really could do it because there's a lot of other stuff happening during the week as well. So
But
yeah, it's
Friday
kind of
could
a
be a good
double-edged
day.
sword, I suppose. Friday would probably be one of the worst days, I think.
What's that?
I think lots of people would be going out on Friday,
Nah,
doing stuff, you know.
the
living their
ECB
life.
Open ladder was on the Friday.
Yeah, the open one was. We didn't have a whole lot of participation for that one though, did we?
Yeah, it was a fair
I
bit.
think there was a fair bit of teams.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it might be a good idea. Yeah, I think weekends is a little bit rough though.
I agree, like, socializing on, like, Friday to Sunday is, like, probably pretty even throughout the days, but, like, the main thing for me was, like, Clashes write its own, like, tournament thing, and it's typically on weekends, which is when this is starting. And week one is actually starting on, like, the week before Easter as well. So I feel like if they don't take a break for like Easter weekend, a lot of people might be going away for that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true as well. Important to note that sort of falls
Take a
on
laptop
that
with
kind
you
of
and
period.
hotspot yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. Did you guys see the groups get released initially?
No.
I did. Not sure why they didn't randomly do it. I think that's probably the most fair way. It looked like someone just engineered them. I don't know for sure if they were. I don't think they actually said whether they were random or not.
Well,
But
by the
when-
by the fact that they like have redone the groups, I'm going to say that that's pretty much confirmation that they like handpicked the first groups for whatever reason.
I think that's a really silly thing to do. Like, I don't know who they think they are in determining who should get out of groups and who shouldn't, based on how competitive they make said groups. But yeah, that's definitely not the way you should go about that.
It also makes a really boring finals if like the four
Well,
best teams are in the one group, right?
that was sort of what I was thinking too. Like, it was like TNS, Sonic Boom in the same group, wasn't it? From memory.
Yeah, I think it was TNS, Sonic Boom, Mages.
Yeah, so like
and
the top three teams potentially, and they're all in the same group. Like what? And like if that happened randomly, then I mean, so what? I guess you wear it, right? But if you picked that, then that's a mistake.
yeah, I definitely don't think you should be handpicking groups at all. They redone the groups, which is good. I would have liked to see like a stream or a recording of the groups being done though, so you know for sure that it's randomized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least
I-
they somewhat admitted to their mistake and tried to fix it.
I feel like, from what I can tell, this is the first time TMG have done something like this in a while. And the organization as a whole may have done ladder events in the past that had seating, but I don't think the administrators are the same. So, given that it's the first time running an event like this in quite a while, I think it's important to learn from others that have done similar things and been very successful. You can just take a quick look at the professional leagues. Like, when they do group draws for Worlds, they're randomized and they're filmed. Why would you not do that?
Yeah.
They have
It makes no sense. It just seems very. Well, the thing is, it would take more effort to look through those teams and handpick which ones you want in which group than it would be to just do a quick stream with a random number generator or even a wheel that they just spin and decide their groups.
Yeah, use the wheel.
And then it could have promoted their Twitch, promoted their content creation. It would have been really good for the org as a whole, but this seems like a very apathetic attempt at it. I like that they tried to fix it, but it's honestly an issue that shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give credit, I suppose, that they listened and actually did fix it. Although I feel
I'd
like they
question
didn't
the
have a
participation
choice.
of a lot of teams if they didn't fix it.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna say.
So,
It's like I feel
I don't
yeah,
think they did
really
it because they felt like they
have a
should. I
choice
think
in
they
that
did it
case.
because they were pressured to,
Yeah.
which makes me think they didn't actually change their minds.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think that yeah, it sort of appeared as though they made like a shit decision and then they saw the backlash and then trying to get everyone on side again. They were like, all right, yep, look, we'll change it. Sorry, we're listening to the player base and stuff, you know, like that whole marketing spin sort of thing. But yeah, I would hazard to believe that that's the case. I think that it was more of just they got caught doing something dumb, basically. And then when they got called out on it, they were like, oh shit, guess we have to change it. Otherwise, we're going to lose like a third of our teams. And then they try and spin it as though, like, you know, they're listening to the community and all that kind of thing. But I don't think that's true. Because in other situations where community has issues with things, it's definitely not done like that either. Like they pretty much just say, yeah, look, this is our decision, deal with it. Which is kind of what I was expecting to do in this case, but I guess when the owners all got involved, they sort of had to.
Yeah, so with the whole advertisement marketing thing, I think it's pretty cool that, like, with the name scheme that they've gone for the events, the Ruination and the Trial of the Ruined King, for the open one, I think.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool. It's
I'm
good.
so glad it didn't have a generic name like Iron to Plat Ladder,
Yeah.
Plat to Chow Ladder. Like, I am so glad they used a creative name and put a theme to the event. I love that. I wish more people would do that.
Yeah, I think that part's pretty cool, actually, the way that they branded it.
I think it was TMG that did the Forge?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Was that
Yeah, it
related
was.
to the release of Orn?
I don't think so. They did. I
Not
think they
sure,
used it.
honestly.
I'm pretty sure they might have used it in like the material for that, but I don't believe that it was because of or due to the release of Orn. I'm pretty sure it happened like a year after Orn was released.
Yeah, right.
The Forge was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I believe Orn's been a champion since like 2019.
Okay. Well, yeah, I definitely like the name makes the events seem like a little bit more special. I'm glad that they're
Yeah.
doing events. I'm glad that the event is a ladder.
Yeah, ladder events I think are important for the scene. There needs to be more of them.
I personally would have liked, like, they've put some effort into it. I think there could have been more effort put in. For example, both the Open and the Iron to Plat have buy slots when they've like been planning it for a while and planning it as a 16-person tournament.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit questionable why they haven't been filled, and why a schedule for week 1, which is tomorrow, I believe, hasn't come out. So none of the teams like know who they're versing tomorrow, and like, sure, they only like 3 teams that they could possibly verse, but it would help for scouting purposes if they knew, like, could narrow that down to 1 team. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the group style ladder either. I think they could have made the events go longer and done like the whole LCS style thing. What are your guys' thoughts on the like group ladder format? Are you guys a fan of that? Like the round robin into gauntlet?
I think round robin into Gauntlet's okay. Because these groups, they're what, best of, or are they best? No, they're just best of ones, aren't they?
The best of 3s, single round
okay.
robin, best of 3.
Ah,
So each team plays each other once, best of 3.
Yes.
and they all play at the same time?
What do you mean?
There's designated a time that they have to play on Saturday,
I'm assuming
or is
There's
there
no
like highlight games on the
every
stream?
Saturday
They
at
know
6. Well, yeah, I'm not too sure because I haven't released a schedule, but maybe they could fit in like 2 best of 3s in the night and like do Group A's game and then like Group C's game afterward or something. But I don't know. I'm guessing possibly it could just be every group plays at the same time and yeah, it's just one game streamed or whatever.
that just sucks.
Yeah, well, good on them for doing an event. I just think that there could have been more, but I do at the same time understand that is a bit of effort to do the events. Lastly, this week, after episode 1, we were contacted by Weekend Warriors about joining their org, and we accepted. Any thoughts on that? Or anything you want to say on that?
I think it's a good opportunity. They have a lot of great people there that can, especially in terms of like coaching and guidance in that sort of respect. I think they're really helpful. But even that, I think it's just a well-run org. Like pretty decent players, really decent people. It seems more of like a community than a few of the other places we've been to. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be interesting.
G-Bear, did you want to add anything or nah?
I think it's presents a lot of good opportunities for the team as a whole. In talks with the management at Weekend Warriors, it seems like it can be somewhat of a symbiotic relationship where they have stuff to offer us and we have things we can offer them. They seem pretty down to earth, and I feel like it'd be good to work with them. They seem very involved with their teams, which is always something I've looked for in an organization. It's far too common that air quote managers quote don't like bother organizing scrims or organizing practices or even organizing the players as a whole to any degree. Like that, I personally haven't had a manager for any team that I've played on or seen like do what a manager should really do. However, at Weekend Warriors, they seem very involved with their teams. So if there was anywhere that was going to step up to the plate in that sort of regard, I feel like it would be them. Unfortunately, we haven't really kept up our side of the bargain so far. We had a pretty rough first tournament playing under the Weekend Warriors brand, but I'm sure the boys will give it a review and work it out, and we'll come back stronger and hopefully do them proud.
Yeah, well, even with the loss this week, I think already, like, the org has been more, what's the word? Like, they've already helped out more than some of the...
Yeah, they've been very
ones we've been-
accommodating, very welcoming.
I'm just waiting for Shiny to replace Pereira in Academy.
That is
No.
too old.
That won't happen.
I was I'm just saying it because Pereira will get mad.
Pro is their best player though.
We used the too many cooks in one kitchen again. I would argue that. I reckon Nathan's a better player than him. I don't know. They're jungler.
I think Nathan's shot calling is really good.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
hard
know
agree with that.
if
Got some
his
good comms.
gameplay alone is as good, like as impactful as pros maybe.
I would just say he's peak higher than Pro then.
Yeah, maybe.
Uncle's a broken role in solo queue though, dude. Like, you gotta understand, Pro's got a lane with some pretty boosted supports.
What if you have autistic all solo laners and bot laners as a jungler? You can't do
I
it.
mean, yeah, some games are just you're just gonna lose.
He
But,
just
like,
has
I
one
feel like
person to rely on. We have 4.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
yeah, but
Fix
your
the role,
ability
buff
to
jungle.
influence all
Fuck
4
it.
players' lanes is quite high. Like bot lane can't fucking roam top, can they?
Hey,
Jungler can go top, help out the top laner. Top laner gets the lead. All right, fuck off from there. We'll go bot. Get bot a lead. All right, bot's got a lead. Now we get every dragon.
Wait, did you say bot lane can't roam?
Not the top lane really.
Supports
Support,
can.
like,
Wait,
I
have
mean,
you
maybe
never played
after...
Twitch AD carry?
No, I don't think that's been good in a long time.
You just run up, you back level 3, run up top lane, gank, type in chat, this is my lane now.
You back, go bot.
Yep.
Well, I hope
do that all the time in my
Academy's
Twitch
taking
games.
notes, and I'd like to see Pro do the Twitch.
I get reported basically every time I do it, but it's fine.
Alright, well, do you guys have anything else you want to add?
Nah, pretty much covered everything.
Alright, well...
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty comprehensive session.
If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, then let us know what we can do to improve. Or if you have a topic that you'd like to see in the next episode, leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Hope you'll have a good one, and we'll catch you later.